What is up, party people? Sean Patrick here. Just want to hop on and make a video today because I'm doing this challenge, and part of the challenge is making a video or posting content about something every single day. And so today what I'm going to talk about is my origin story. And it sounds kind of funny to me because when I think about an origin story, I think about a superhero, like Spider-Man or Superman or something. But I'm just gonna tell you guys a little bit about my backstory and where I came from and how I got to where I am now. So basically, I grew up like pretty much anybody in society, where you're constantly told, you have to go to school, you have to get good grades, you go to college, you get your degree so that you can have a good job and a good career. They offer you retirement and health insurance and all that stuff. And then you get married and you have babies, you start a family, and then you retire and then you die, and everything is like in this pattern, right? So that's how I grew up, and I thought that's how it has to be, and so I was a good little citizen. I followed those rules, went to school, got good grades, went to college, even got good grades then, started a job, blah, 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 right? And for me though, I was never really happy in that whole process. I didn't like school, I didn't like college. I've never liked any job that I've ever had. That kind of thing was just never for me. I always knew I was kind of different. And if you've ever watched the movie The Matrix, you'll know what I'm talking about, where this character, Neo, he was going to his job every day and he just wasn't happy and he was miserable, and he just always had something in the back of his mind that, something just wasn't right with the world. And that's kind of how I felt too, And one of the cool things is my parents used to take me and my sister on vacations, and my vacations were different from my friends. They would take us to places like Mexico, Bahamas, Jamaica, stuff like that. And then I also was blessed with the opportunity to go with my friend to Canada every summer. And so pretty early on, I started to experience what other things are like outside the United States. And for me, it was just awesome. And I got hooked early on. And so in my mind, as I'm going through life, going to school, getting a job, all this stuff, it's always there that this is not what I want. I want to be traveling, okay? I want to be doing the things that I want to do. This is what's going to make me happy. I'm not happy just living the way that everybody says you have to live, right? But the problem is, every time I would mention the idea or the possibility of making that as a part of my life, actually traveling and doing things that I wanted to do, whether it be friends, whether it be family, even girlfriends that I had, everybody would say something similar, that's a nice dream to have, but it's just a dream. Or that's just not realistic. Or, I don't know, it's not possible to do that and have a family. Or no employer is ever going to give you enough time off where you could travel the way that you want to travel. Things like that. So honestly, those voices from my friends, my family, girlfriends, etc., those things just kind of kept playing over and over and over and over and over in my head. And so I never really followed through with what I wanted to do. So I just kept going from job to job to job to job, and I never moved forward. I was stuck. Almost my entire life, I was stuck. And I kept going from job to job to job to find something that would make me happy. If I don't like this job and I don't like what I'm doing here, let me find something else. or let me find another job where they will give me more time off, or where they'll allow me to take more time, even if it's unpaid. So I just kept doing this basically my whole life. And every now and again, I had situations where I could go to Brazil for 3 weeks and, not get paid for it. I had situations where I could go to Greece for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever the time is. It's kind of my magical number there. I go on trips usually for about 3 weeks, maybe 3.5 weeks, tops 4 weeks a month. And so I did have situations like that, but I would lose a lot of money because I wasn't getting paid for it. And eventually employers would get tired of it and say, hey, listen, we can't keep letting you do this, But that's what I kept doing. And the whole time I was miserable. And then finally, I found a job where I wouldn't say I was happy, but I found a job where I felt rewarded. It was a rewarding type job. Rewarding. How do you say that? It was the type of job where I could actually wake up in the morning and I know that I'm doing some type of good. I'm helping people, basically, right? And so for a while, that actually kept me going. Just knowing that I'm helping people, and that was enough. But eventually, after a couple years, I'm not going to go into detail about what the job was and like what the problems were, but the system that was in place for me to be able to actually help people was just not working. And it became a situation where I was not able to help people anymore. So that rewarding feeling turned into dread every day. Like, if I can't help people, what is the point of even doing this? And that was kind of my line in the sand moment right there. I was tired of going from job to job to job, never happy, and finally having a job where I actually was so happy, but then coming to a point where I wasn't able to help people anymore and I wasn't happy anymore. So that was my line in the sand, and I decided, you know what, that's it. That's it. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to go do what I wanted to do. So what did I do? I put in my notice, talked to my employer. I had a very nice employer, by the way. They were very understanding of everything. But I put in my notice. I offered to train somebody new. And I decided I was going to go to Costa Rica. I was going to go to Spanish school. I was going to have a homestay in somebody's, like a family house where they speak only Spanish. And I was going to have the time of my life. And then the plan was to return home after that trip and finally start my own business at home. So that's exactly what I did. I went to Costa Rica, had an awesome time, had an amazing time. One of the best trips of my life. I recommend anybody, if you're thinking about somewhere to go outside the U.S., go to Costa Rica. It's a great time. And so I learned a lot of Spanish. I went to school in the mornings, and then in the afternoons, I went on the beach. It was fantastic. I met so many people from all over the world that really inspired me even more. Had a great time. And eventually I ran out of money for the trip, so I went back home, sat down, worked hard, started my business, and ran into some problems when I started my business. I thought I was finally free, thought that I had accomplished everything I needed to, and now, live life happily ever after, that kind of thing, right? Wasn't the case, guys. So this business that I started, I'm not going to get into details about that business right now either. I'm going to make separate videos about all these things later. But I found that I was working way more than I was at any job I had ever had. I was working many more hours. The effort that I was having to put in was harder, and I wasn't making any money. I mean, if you added up the money that I was making and all the hours that I put in, I would say on average I probably worked 14 hours a day, 14, 15 hours a day. But if you took the money that I was actually making and the hours that I was working, I was definitely making less than minimum wage. And I was barely surviving for 2 years, busting my butt. And one day I woke up and I said, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I thought it was going to be, right? I was in sales, by the way, and I completely sucked at sales. Could not sell to save my life, right? So one day I just decided, this is not working. I don't have the freedom that I actually wanted. I'm not traveling because I don't have any money to travel. And so honestly, I kind of just gave up, and I said, well, I guess it's time to go back to work. So that's what I did. I went back to work. Same job basically that I had before, but a different employer. And I made a new plan. I said, okay, the last thing didn't work, and that's okay. Failure is a part of the process, right? Learning is a part of the process. As frustrating as it might be, it's a part of the process. So I went back to work, and I said, all right, at least now I have my stability again. I'm making money again. I can survive again. But my plan was to work on the business on the side this time. So basically, every minute, every hour outside of work, I had planned to learn, to study, to watch courses, to read ebooks, regular books, just anything you can think of, really, YouTube videos. I had planned to just learn, and implement, and spend all my free time doing that until I can get a business where I'm making the money, where I don't need to work anymore. That I have the stability where I don't need to work anymore. And that's what I did. And that's what I've been doing ever since. And through that process, through that learning process, I've learned so much. And I just want to tell you guys something. One of the mistakes that I made in this process, especially the time where I started my business, I quit my job because I had focused for so long on just me. Make money. Okay, but in this learning process, watching courses, watching YouTube videos, reading books. And another thing I want to add, by the way, is mindset, right? You have to get your mindset right. Okay, it's super important. It's more important almost than anything else. You have to get your mindset right. You have to study mindset. And through that, I realized everything is not about me, and everything is not about money. Like, of course, you go into business to make money, and the money's going to come. It's going to come. But I learned that it's about giving and giving value. And how can I be of service to other people? So any content that you come out with, any course, any product that you want to sell, it should always be for the purpose of serving someone and providing a need, right? So that's what I've come to now after this long journey. And I just want to say that I am planning on launching a course, and that course is going to be a culmination of everything that I've learned up until this point. Okay, so you're talking about several years, like I said, of taking courses, of reading books, downloading ebooks, watching YouTube videos, from Facebook communities that I've been a part of, from mentors that I've had, just a culmination of all this information. I'm going to be putting all this together in one big course, and I'm going to be offering that. So I just want to tell you guys that now. I'm not anywhere even close to getting ready to launch this thing. But again, this is about not just me making money. Of course, as a business, you want to make money, again, like I said. But how can I serve others? How can I help others? And I noticed along the way, there's a lot of people out there that don't know what to do. They don't know how to start. They feel the same way that I do. They don't want to be a part of what society says, this is what you're supposed to do. But they need help. They need a mentor. They need direction, right? And so that's what I want to provide to anybody who's interested. Okay, so guys, just look out for that. Look out for my future videos. I'm going to be making more videos as a part of this challenge every single day. And I'm going to go into probably a little more depth into like individual things that happen along this long journey that I just told you guys about. But yeah, just look out for that. I hope you guys enjoyed my story. If you did, please, just like or comment below. I'm actually learning YouTube as we speak. It's something I've never utilized before as a social media platform. I've never wanted to make videos. I've always avoided making videos. If you go on my Facebook page, you'll see like one video like every 6 months or something like that. But another part of this journey is learning that if you want to get comfortable with doing things, you just have to do them, right? So that's a great thing about this challenge, and I'm going to tell you guys more about that challenge later. Hey guys, sorry, I just got stopped by someone asking for directions, so I was doing my neighborly duty. So anyway, what I just wanted to say is I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the challenge later. Again, if you like this video, you enjoyed my story, please like and comment below, and I'll see you at the next story. Have a good one.